So guys, welcome back to Six Figure SMMA. In this module, we'll be discussing how to dominate your niche. And before figuring out how to dominate your niche, how to actually pick a niche and what niche should you get into. So this is going to be a big, just a big niche module. So yeah, guys, how to dominate your niche. Let's jump into it. So why have a niche in the first place? Well, firstly, you're able to speak their language. And honestly, guys, I can't tell you the importance of this. Just because you're a marketing agency doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to speak the language of those that you are selling to. And within every single niche, whether that be restaurants, whether that be gyms, whether that be lawyers, there's whatever real estate agents, whatever niche you're going into, they have their own language. In the same way that in this weird, wacky marketing world, we have CPC, CPV, click-through rate, open rate. There's so many little things, little nuances. There's so many different things that we can go into within our own marketing niche, right? And when someone speaks our language, that's pretty cool. You know, when to give you another example, my accountant, I mentioned them in previous modules. My accountant, basically, they specialize in e-commerce and online business, the sort of stuff that I'm doing. When I went in there and they were able to speak my language, that's it, done. I signed them on the spot. I didn't even ask how much, right? Because they spoke my language, which I appreciated. Number two, you can set protocol. Now, when you have a set protocol, when you have a set protocol, that to me that's pretty much passive income, because it's almost like a plug and play, in the same way that, with this course, for example, there's a set protocol you go through, and all of the work was done, it's front loaded. All of the work was done at the beginning for me. Then, you come on board, you join the set protocol, and it doesn't take up any work for me. Obviously this course is pretty much passive income, but if you can have that same sort of system with your clients where, you have set protocol. If a gym comes on board, you have a set specific amount of ads, or what ads convert well within that niche, and you can just pretty much customize it for them, put in their assets. If you have a funnel, for example, in ClickFunnels, just literally replace the funnel with their logo. If you have a lead generation magnet, just literally slap their logo on there, and you have a set protocol. When you have a set protocol, that's pretty much the closest thing you have to passive income, and that's really what you want. You don't want a situation where someone comes in, where you don't have a niche, and you have to find out what are the best converting ads for real estate agents, and now what are the best converting ads for dermatologists, and what are the best converting ads for Shopify stores. If you're managing Shopify stores ads, whatever it may be, you don't want to have to reinvent, go back to the drawing board and study a different niche every single time. You just want to study a niche once. And then from that point, you have a set protocol, and set protocol allows you to have, as close as possible to passive income as you want. Because as I said, guys, your business should fuel your lifestyle. You shouldn't be a slave to your business. Okay, so passive income, that's sort of what we're trying to go for, or as close to it as possible. And you have that with a set protocol. Once again, guys, as I said, if you have funnels created, if you have ads created, if you have a copy created, you can literally just take on as many clients as you want, and you can expand as quickly as you want, because you've set that protocol, you've set that the set system that they go through. Now, the next thing is top of mind awareness, and at this point, guys, clients flood to you. Now, to give you an example, my business mentor, my first ever business mentor, proper mentor, he has a very niche web development agency. He has a web development agency for the niche of dictionaries and sort of any online publishing space. At this point, he owns the space. 2 years in to it, he owns the space, and clients just flood to him whenever he wants. His pipeline is never dry. Because he has that top of mind awareness. Now, with you guys, it might be a bit different, and I'll look for the camera for this. With you guys, it might be a bit different. Obviously, you're not going to become the world leader, or your country or your city's leader for gyms as a marketing agency to begin with. But as you start going, as you start talking to your friends, your family, stuff like that, and you start mentioning, by the way, my agency is tailored for real estate agents, or my agency is tailored for gyms, or my agency is tailored for personal trainers to help them get more clients. Whatever that may be, once you put that out there, you're gonna start getting tons and tons and tons of referrals. Guys, referrals, honestly, we're gonna show you sales tactics here. We're gonna show you sales tactics. We're gonna show you how to go out and get clients if you don't know how to. Myself and my sales guy, who is ridiculous, he's one of the best I've found, right? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show you how to actually, get clients from ground zero. But here's the thing, guys, do you want to keep going back and getting new clients every single time, phoning people up, having your sales guy phone people up, sending out email audits, stuff like that, like every single time? How nice is it when you get to a point where like you're near your capacity anyways, and people just keep coming to you through referrals, through that top of mind awareness, because you own that space, you own that niche. And guys, I'm telling you, whatever it is in life, people keep building half bridges. Don't build half bridges. Even if you don't enjoy real estate agents like that much, and you decide 3 months in that you don't enjoy it, if I were you, just stick in there. Because here's the thing, you enjoy things that you're good at. For the most part, people enjoy things that they're good at. When I first started digital marketing, I hated it because I wasn't good at it, okay? I hated it because I wasn't good at it. But I stuck in there, and now I freaking love it because I'm good at it. I get results. I get results for other people. I get results for myself. It's fun all around, okay? So with picking a niche, take a little time to think about it. We're going to show you how to actually pick a niche, and then be known for that thing. I'm not even talking about online. I'm not even talking about personal brand, which we'll get into later. Be known for that thing, because even amongst your friends, your family, stuff like that, word gets around. They have friends, they have friends of friends. Everyone has people that they need. And as I said, at this point, I get so many referrals because we'll get into my niche, but I've positioned myself very strongly, and people know exactly what they're getting when they come to me. So let's hop back onto the computer. Why did Eman not have a niche? Does he have one now? And when should you not have a niche? These are 3 things that we're going to go over right now. So why did Eman not have a niche? I actually didn't have a niche until maybe around my 9th month or so. And here's why. I think I told you this. I built a 6-figure marketing agency without ever making a cold call in my life. And how I managed to do that was through my personal brand. And this is all stuff we're going to talk about later on in the course. Through my personal brand, through meetups, so actual networking events and meetups, and using my personal brand as sort of that top of mind awareness, actual physical meetups and networking. And I actually utilized Instagram DMs a lot, and because of my personal brand, I kind of had that authority. And then lastly, just straight up emails, right? And sending what I refer to as fake audits. We'll get into that a bit later, but audits, fake audits, stuff like that. Interesting stuff. But look, I actually didn't have a niche because at that point, when people came to me and they're like, hey, like, take my money, I'm not going to say no, so I didn't have a niche for a long time. If I go look at my first few clients, it was fitness, kind of like lifestyle, like personality. They're actually a personal brand. And then tech / petrol company, e-bikes, gym. It's very sporadic, right? It was very, 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 very sporadic, all over the place. And that's just because these people came to me. I got so many referrals, and I drove through. When I got one client, I drove through their network, and I'm gonna actually show you how to go ahead and do that, as I said, later on in this course. We got some exciting stuff coming for you guys. Honestly, I'm so excited. But that's why I didn't have a niche, because if someone was coming to me, then I would take them, right? Especially because my sort of protocol back then was content creation and social media management, which to me wasn't very niche specific. So when did I actually get a niche, and do I have a niche now? Now I do indeed have a niche. It's all gyms, right? So I think I showed you guys my business model the other day, where I have like the little fish and the whales. So the whale, when any whale comes to me, I'll take them, because they're a whale. But in terms of fish, I'm not gonna purposely go out and spread myself thin and whatnot. So I tell my sales guy, look, I want to get people in the gym industry, and I want to go for gyms here in London, neighboring areas, because I know how to deliver results for them. I know that niche like the back of my hand. Okay, so that's the niche I have now. And the reason I decided I needed to niche down was because once I started moving away from content creation and social media management, which, as I said, is very replicable between the different niches. It's not that hard. You can't really do niche research on how to create better content for gyms or this or like. Even me myself as a videographer, I was very versatile, and I just knew how to grow pages in general, grow what's known as like the social ROI. So I actually decided to go for a niche once I started shifting my business model into paid traffic, into email marketing, into funnel creation, all that stuff. That's when I actually went ahead and shifted my niche. So that's that. When should you not have a niche? You should not have a niche when clients are coming to you. Okay, so from the get-go, you should have a niche, and that's something like I wish I had known earlier and I wish I had realized earlier. From the get-go, you should have a niche. That said, if your mom's friend Susie, if she has a business that can actually afford it, then yeah, you might as well take it. Imagine if thousands and thousands just dropped in front of you and you're just like, nah, it doesn't fit my niche. If you genuinely are at maximum capacity, or you genuinely feel as though you cannot deliver for the clients, like I remember I had, I don't know if you guys know a company called Travelex. I think they did 870 million in revenue last year, or was it revenue or huge company. I was in talks with them because basically my business meant a client that I'd work with out in Amsterdam, a company called Twin Spark Racing. The guy who owns that company is the CEO of Travelex. He liked what I did for Twin Spark Racing, which is a client of mine, which is sort of like 911. They cost like €500,000 up, Porsche, refurbished Porsches. So he wanted to introduce me to Travelex. Do you think I'm gonna be able to handle an 870 million a year revenue company? Like Travelex is huge. So at that point, I'm like, this is gonna be a lot of money, but it's also gonna be 1-2 months, and then they're gonna find out that this was like 5 months into my journey, my social media marketing journey. I just didn't have the necessary knowledge to get them to where they needed to go. I've had other clients, like I had an insurance company come to me like 2 months ago. They would have been a whale, like a proper whale. It was too hard. It was too much of an ask, so I didn't take it, right? So unless you genuinely know you can't deliver, don't take them. But here's the thing: as I said, if there's a gym that comes to you and you don't do gyms, I don't know, learn it off the bat real quick. But my point is, don't spread yourself thin by going for every single client. You should have systems and a streamlined process so that people can plug and play. If you get a picking off the side in the restaurant niche, a real estate agent, a gym, and you actually think you could deliver results, and maybe it's going to be 1-2 hours of extra niche research just to figure out what converts best within their niche, then go for that. But for the most part, pick a niche, stay with the niche. Honestly, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Pick with a niche and stay with it. Don't niche jump. It's not the niche, it's you. Okay, if you can't deliver results, or you're finding it hard to retain clients or find clients, it's not the niche, it's you, and I guarantee that. That said, some niches are more profitable than others. If you go to a real estate agent, they probably have more money than, say, like a local restaurant. But if you're in a big city, there's so many, like if you're in London or you're in New York or LA or Paris or whatever, there's so many restaurants that it doesn't matter. If you're in a smaller town, yes, that's something you might have to keep into consideration. But once you pick a niche and you realize the niche, like you've looked at the evidence and the evidence says that the niche is profitable enough for you, you stay with the niche. You don't niche jump. It's not the niche, it's you. I hate to say it. All right, so let's jump back into it. Pick easy ROI clients. Pick clients that are gonna, it's easy to get a return on investment for them. So how do you actually go about picking easy return on investment clients? For me, it comes down to two things. Are you convincing or are you guiding? And I'm talking about the customer here. So are you convincing the customer like, are you convincing the customer of of the service in a general sense, or are you guiding them on something that they would already go for, or that they already use themselves? Like, to articulate it a bit better, in my head there are two hurdles. So hurdle number one is they actually want the product or they want the service. So say for example, what's something that I can think of? A monitor, for example. Say I want a ultra wide monitor, right? And I know I want a monitor for editing, right? I've already gone myself over hurdle one. Now at this point, the only other hurdle is, do I want to go for an LG monitor? Do I want to go for a Samsung monitor? Right? So the only hurdle that LG, which I actually ended up going for, the LG ultra wide, the only other hurdle that they need to get me through is the fact that they're the right choice. I already got myself over the first hurdle. Whereas if I was at a stage or at a point in my life where, I'm happy working on my MacBook Pro. I don't need to hook it up to a monitor. They would have to convince me of hurdle one and hurdle two. Right? So these are the two hurdles when people go through when actually buying a product. Now it's a lot more complicated than this, but let's just keep it simple for now. So, your job, and the only thing you can really control is hurdle two, that you're the right choice or the company is the right choice. So as a marketer, stay away from this. Stay away from hurdle one, where you have to actually convince them of the product or the service, especially if it's an expensive sell. There are certain things that, like, if I go look on Amazon, I buy a lot of stupid shit. I'm sure I've bought a lot of stupid shit in the past where, they got me over hurdle one and hurdle two in like a heartbeat, because it's just such a cheap product. But then again, what's the ROI if a company is coming to you and they have your service fee and your ad cost involved, and you're trying to get over hurdle one and hurdle two, the ROI for them won't be that great. So your job, and the only thing you can really control, is hurdle two, that you're the right choice, right? That is your only job now. To give you guys a case study, this is a company called Zebra Fuel, right? This is a company called Zebra Fuel, and what they do is it's pretty much Uber Eats or Deliveroo for petrol. They will come and fill up your car without you having to go to the petrol station. Amazing company. Like, the three founders, incredible guys. And, they were my client until they got for quite a few months, until they got their Series A round of funding. So they got like another $5 million of funding, and, they brought everything in-house. But, when I was actually running all of their marketing, one of the issues that I faced was the market wasn't ready for it yet. My job as the marketer became not only to convince people of the service, but to convince people of the entire concept. So I wasn't convincing people or guiding or, helping market Zebra Fuel versus, so to give you guys an example, I wasn't marketing, say for example, Deliveroo versus Uber Eats, that Deliveroo is better or Uber Eats is better, or whatever, food delivery service they have in your country, right? Because Zebra Fuel is like one of a kind, or at least in London, I had to convince people of the entire goddamn concept. The concept of actually getting your fuel delivered straight to your house and letting some random strange company actually handle your $20,000, your $50,000, your $100,000, your $500,000 car. Okay, it wasn't possible, right? You need to move with the market, right? It was too much of an ask for a one-man team, to come in and try and convince the entire London market that they needed to get their car filled up, So that was a mistake there, right? But lessons learned. So what is an easy ROI client? For me, it's, are people already using it / going there? Are people already going to restaurants? Are people already using gyms? Are people already, say it's something that people buy often. If you represent maybe a online store that sells, I don't know, plates, like people are already using it. It's something that's proven. Are people there in high frequency? So, I just gave that plate example. That's actually probably a bad example, because people don't buy plates in high frequency. People buy plates once, right? So are people going there in high frequency? So say something, for example, like a restaurant, say something like an amusement park, say something like, a sports massage, whatever that may be. Are people going there in high frequency? And the last one is there a way to qualify leads slash interest? And this is big. Say, for example, something like the real estate niche. It's a very hard sell, but the cool thing is you can actually qualify leads slash interest. And we're going to jump into that in the next slide. So to give you guys an example, restaurant would be a great niche because, look, guys, you don't need to sell me on restaurants. I go to restaurants either way. You just need to guide me on the fact that, look, down the road, there's a restaurant. There's a bomb sushi restaurant that I had no idea about, and you just need to guide me there. And you just guide me there through, easy offers, stuff like that. An offer, a special, running a Facebook offers ad, something along those lines, right? Or even just, running an ad to me and then running enough retargeting ads that I'm like, okay, yeah, shit, like, where am I going to go for sushi next? Oh, well, I saw an ad 7 times. By the way, retargeting ads are dirt cheap. I saw an ad like 7 times that there's a place down the road. So yeah, I think I'll go for that. Gyms, another great one because they're recurring income and people are usually more than happy to switch gyms, and gyms are something that people are always looking for. People are always looking for a new gym or to actually sign up to a gym. Okay, so and as I said, it's the lifetime value of a gym customer is worth a lot for the most part. The next one is a dermatologist, and I know this one might sound weird, but look, here's the thing. The great thing, a dermatologist can be quite expensive, right? Some dermatologists, even just for a consultation, can charge anywhere from $150 to $1,000 just to check someone's skin for like an hour, 2 hours, do a few tests. So they're quite expensive. It's not something you go on high frequency, but the cool thing is with a dermatologist, same way with like a real estate agent or a bunch of other examples, you can actually qualify the leads. So the way you qualify the leads is you put out a lead generation magnet to collect people's information and gather interest. And what a lead generation magnet is, to give you an example, is something along the lines of a free PDF on 7 tips for acne-prone skin, right? And you run that advert on Facebook to people, say, only in London or only in New York. And now the people of New York, by downloading that guide, they're pretty much self-qualifying themselves, because you don't download a guide on 7 tips to improve acne-prone skin unless you have acne-prone skin. And if you have acne-prone skin, who could probably help you? A dermatologist, right? And then you collect information, you collect email, and then you offer something else, and in return you collect phone number, things along those lines. So those are a few examples there. The next thing is niche research is the key. It's the ultimate key. Guys, niche research is so important. I can't even stress this enough. You need to be able to speak their language. Niche research is important in bringing you to a place that you pretty much have passive income, simply because you need to know what the niche responds to. You need to understand what their market responds to when you market for them. Even if you're just doing social media management, you need to know what the market responds to. If you're running ads for them, you need to understand what the market responds to. If you're building funnels to them, you need to understand what the market responds to. For a restaurant niche, you don't need a funnel this big, whereas say for a real estate niche, you do need something that big. So you need to do the niche research to get there. Okay, so action step. Pick a niche and post why you chose it on the Facebook group. Then spend 30 minutes looking up the best converting ads for your niche and how the best companies pull in more leads online. Guys, this is a simple Google search. It's a simple search. Look, guys, within this 6-figure SMMA and in every single other course I've seen, we give you guys the framework, right? We give you guys the framework. We can't cover 20 niches in all of these courses, guys. So we give you guys the framework. So go out and do the niche research, right? So now it's your responsibility to go out, do the niche research. Once you've picked your niche, which hopefully you have at this point, post it on Facebook, and then start going out, start looking, what are the best converting ads for gyms? What are the best converting ads for restaurants? What are the best converting ads for real estate agents? What are the best converting funnels for real estate agents? What are the best converting ads for whatever niche you work in? Just go ahead and figure that out, right? And understand your niche, understand why people buy. Who are the top dogs? Who are the big players, right? because when you can speak that language to your clients or prospective clients, that is so important. And when you can speak from a place of authority, the fact that you know exactly what the market responds to, that's going to be one of the biggest selling points for you. So guys, pick a niche, post on Facebook, 30 minutes today, set a timer, do your niche research, and I will see you guys in the next module.